have today an HP Officejet 5610 all-in-one. So again, not expecting much out of this. Primarily plastic, a little bit of steel. And are these hexes? Yep, they are hexes. For hex bolts, you can also use Torx screwdrivers to get them out. They usually will fit without much of an issue. But yeah, it's saying expect mostly plastic here, as with most printers. A little bit of steel and a little bit of circuitry. A couple motors. Usually the scanner will have a little bit of gold on the board. The printer, the ink cartridges, again, also may have a little bit of gold on them. Chunk of plastic, and we've got the motor and sensor and everything in here. There's the motor assembly. While we're even dealing with you, that'll all be plastic. That'll all be plastic. Not even a little bit of metal on it. There's that little bit of circuitry. Little steel roller and springs in there. Another one up here on the front. These I'll actually save. They come in handy for small punches. Well, I say they're stainless steel. There it is. Here's a small pane of glass in here. Set that aside. Here we've got our scanning set up. There's our big pane of glass, which I will set aside. Okay. Screws on the bottom. Just the one that I see. Which is where the ink overflow goes. Which means I'll probably wind up with ink all over my hands, but oh well. Nothing there, nothing else there. Plastic. Inside of this thing is covered in ink. We've got at least 2 ink cartridges in here. I'm hoping I'm recording this. I can turn it back on. I have to check here. Okay, I had to turn you off for just a moment so I could figure out if I was recording or not. We are. Some timers kicked in. For those of you not familiar with some timers, it means sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. Couple. All the screws I can see there. More gold foils on the ink cartridges, as usual. Speaker can go straight into shred. We have our first motor assembly. More gold foils here. This one definitely looks to be a higher quality unit than the others that I've taken apart recently. Simply because simply because of that bar right there, which is solid steel, not a hollow bar like the other ones have been. This guy comes apart somehow. There it is. There's our gold foils for that. Hey. Also, this motor seems to be a little higher quality, a little heavier. Got some C-clips holding this guy in. Which I need. Nice piece of steel there. That one is actually ferrous steel, magnetic steel, whatever you want to call it, not stainless. See these little guys, no reaction to the magnet at all. Yeah, this guy. Plastic, and these actually may be gold plated. I'm not positive. Got a little LCD screen there. So we'll take a look at that. These are carbon pads, I believe. the back. Holding that in. The other reason I felt that this was a better quality one is we've got a couple ports here that'll have gold pins in them. Gold corner BGA, some more chips on the back there. So yeah, much better quality on this one. A little bit of thread steel. Okay, how's that? Okay, the other motor here. There's that motor, and that one's sealed on, so we'll leave that piece of ferrite on for now. Okay. Toss that in the steel, and again, this is another feels like solid steel rod. This one's got these rubber things bonded onto it, so I'm just gonna let it go into the steel pile. We do have one more little board up under here. As I'm always saying, glad I don't have to put this thing back together. Another steel rod on here too. Right there with more rubber on it, so we'll send it some shred. This little board. Rest of that's just plastic and gears. That's plastic, that's plastic. Dump all that out so we can get our screws out of it. This is plastic, plastic, plastic. little screw in there. You and you are obviously stainless. Another stainless piece fell down behind my anvil there. Okay, so what do we get out of that? Not a huge amount. Couple motors, another motor assembly here. We'll keep this one together just because I like the way these gears are all done together here, so I'm not gonna, might pull it apart a little bit later, but for now it can stay. So this is a sensor board of some kind. Again, our logic board, which has gold corner BGA and gold pins on it, so this will go into the higher grade stuff to disassemble. This is the scanning assembly. So we got another little motor on here. Here's our little motor with another sensor on it. Not worried about that right now. The rest of that is plastic. Okay, this one, they tried to camouflage this one. Feel like I'm breaking glass doing this, but oh well. There we go. So there's our gold fingers, gold etchings on it, and there's probably more up under this coating on the back. So more to go after there. This one felt more glass-like. Where's my knife? So this is our light strip. And I'm not sure how that one works again. So I'm going to toss that all into plastic. Okay, so this foil, gold pins, gold fingers all along there, gold fingers all along there, more gold flashing there. So we'll definitely want to put that into high grade. My bucket of foils is almost completely full, which means I'm going to have to get through and sort it here. I hate it when I get an itch in the back of my throat. That is 90% of the time when you hear me cough, that's what it is. That might be gold foils there. That or some discolored silver. And again, I don't know if it's, when I say silver, I don't know if it's silver or if it's some other alloy that just has a silver appearance. Silver would be an obvious choice for this because it's one of the better contact metals. but I don't know. On the bright side, I'm getting a lot more of these now with some of these printers and such, so hopefully I'll have enough to be able to get a good sample and find out what they actually are. That we'll put in the high grade stuff as well. High grade. This. Let's remove these wires. That probably has gold connectors in it, but we'll pull that apart later. Oh, come on now, don't you give me a hard time. This one is going to give me a hard time. And when I say that, yeah, very hard time. I think we're going to have to, yep. So I got like half the foil and half of it is still on here. So I'm going to have to think about how to remove that a little bit better. Let's see if this one does any better. Probably not. Nope, it's not. Got very little of this one. So I may have to cut the ends of these off and process the whole thing. This is another little sensor. There's all the wire, all about 1/100 of an ounce of it. So we got some little sensors here, which I'll go ahead and process with the higher grade stuff. I'll process all of this higher grade, honestly. So that's that one. Have a good one.